What's going on, everybody? How's it going? Welcome to the first attempt. This is really weird. I usually have music here, but YouTube wants to charge me stuff. So there you go. Welcome. First edition of the Melting Pat. We're trying to live stream, and God damn it, this is horrifying. Not going to lie to you. I will be joined by Josh in a minute. Some people have to work late. I don't know. I don't. I work for the man. I don't work late at all, ever. So yeah, that's all right. He's going to join me. So you may hear my phone go off at some point. Thanks for coming. If you can, I don't know if you can hear me. I don't know what's going on. This is my first live show, and this is going to be weird because I'm already doing an intro for the podcast people. For the live people, I got to do it again, and I don't know. We're off to a wonderful start here. So there you go. Feel free to join the chat. Let me know what's going on. If you can or can't hear me, I don't even know at this point. So there you go. Oh, here comes Josh. Hey, buddy. Right on time.
Hey, what's going on?
There you are. We are live. You made it. I'm glad you're here.
Yeah, I just want to say, if you're busy doing something and your mom calls, don't answer.
Oh, yeah, that's actually great advice.
No, I'm serious.
Yeah, that's
like it will delay you about it'll delay you about 20-25 minutes.
Yeah, that's why I said that's great advice. I meant that.
Yeah. But sorry I'm late. I should have been here earlier, but I'm ready to go.
All right, awesome. Good. I was about to riff on something, but now I don't have to, and that's less horrifying.
Yeah. So I'm coming through okay, all right? I sound all right?
Yeah, you sound all right. I can hear a little bit of me, but that's all right. This is the pitfalls of doing live radio.
Hey, that's fine.
I've done this before. It's no problem. So I want to throw you a curveball, Josh. I just put this in the show notes 2 minutes ago because I want to talk about it, if you don't mind.
Okay. No, let's go for it.
So last night, there was the NFL draft, and they had a block party outside my house for the draft, and they're all celebrating. I don't know why. I don't follow college football, so maybe you can help me out here. Why would they have a big viewing party with a big screen outside and block off the street to watch the NFL draft? I don't get it.
The NFL draft is a big deal. I mean, I heard on NPR on the way out of work, they were talking about the NFL draft and like how in like 1979, whenever ESPN first came out, like the head of the network spoke to the then NFL commissioner, and he's like, "Hey, so I want to televise the NFL draft." And the commissioner was like, "Who's going to want to watch that? This is stupid." But apparently, most everybody wants to watch it. I don't know. It's just something about it. People are crazy about it. Like you've got, and it blends the college and the NFL fans, because the college people, like, they're interested in where their favorite college player is going, and of course the NFL fans, they want to know who they're getting. Which I know college football is not a thing where you are, but it is definitely huge. Like I would say it rivals the NFL with how big it is.
I guess that's fair. I mean, I grew up in a town with pro sports teams, so college teams were not my thing. I didn't have to do that. I got pro franchises, so I don't know. It made no sense, and it made me mad because I couldn't get food delivered.
Yeah. Well, above, it seems like along the East Coast and on the West Coast, the only people who really follow college sports are college graduates who have those sports. But down here in the South, we don't have really much in the way of professional sports teams or college graduates, so they kind of have to do what they can.
Oh man, there you go. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, not really, but it's an explanation. So, all right, we're gonna shift gears from the NFL. Thanks for trying to clear that up. I don't know. I'm still confused. So there you go. But we're going to shift sports to baseball, because my question for the week was, what's your favorite baseball movie? We've got a bunch of answers and a bunch of really good films here. And thanks, everybody, most of you, for following the directions and actually posting on the meltingpat.com. Except for you, the first one. Yeah, I'm calling you out. We're live, pal. No, I'm joking. My cousin Kathy says Fever Pitch. Kathy's a Red Sox fan, so that one's obvious. Josh, have you seen Fever Pitch?
I have, and Bridget used to love Fever Pitch until we saw a clip of Jimmy Fallon at a Yankees game wearing a Yankees hat, and it just kind of ruined it for her.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So that's an obvious one. It's a good movie, though.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It is. It's a fun movie. But I don't know, like the favorite baseball movie. I mean, you've got all different types of baseball movies. You got your comedies, and you've also kind of got your dramas, and you've got your in betweens. So like it's a baseball skin on a bunch of different things. I guess it really depends on what you're feeling. Like if I want to laugh, it's going to be Major League and A League of Their Own. But if I want to have some feels, well, actually, yeah. If I want Bull Durham too, if I want to laugh. But like, if I want some feels, like it's gonna be like Field of Dreams. It'll be 42. Like The Natural. I mean, that's a really. I mean, if I had to pick one, just like absolute top favorite, it would be A League of Their Own.
That's good. Actually, you have to pick that one, otherwise you're a sexist. So that's how that works.
I mean, it's given us a lot of really good precedents for baseball, like no crying in baseball. Like that's just a rule.
It is, and it was delivered brilliantly. And you look like a penis with a little hat on. That's also a classic.
Yep.
Oh man, I love that line. That's such a great movie. You hit a lot of the big ones. Major League, I think, is my favorite. Just so much fun. Everything about it. The Sandlot is in there. Rookie of the Year, not favorites really, but good baseball movies if you need a laugh. We got a couple other ones. We got another Major League vote. Ben says most people are going to say Major League, so I'm going to change it up and say The Rookie, and that also a very good movie.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't seen that in a while.
I'm okay with a little bit of shifting gears on that one. Yeah,
I can't remember if I've
seen The Rookie or not.
I remember enjoying it, so there you go. Sorry, Ben. I wish I could dive in more into that, but I did my best. Our buddy Lockdown says he hasn't seen many, never saw The Sandlot or Major League. The ones he remembers are A League of Their Own, which he enjoyed, and Angels in the Outfield, which I loved as a kid, but have zero memories now of what happens. Just images and impressions, but it's got Christopher Lloyd, so I'll give that as my official answer. And that's really a good reason to give a movie.
So I've actually had some. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
I would say that's a good reason to pick a movie as your favorite for Christopher Lloyd.
So I was actually thinking about Angels in the Outfield recently, and I'm trying to remember the premise. And if I remember correctly, it was a kid, and he had a dad who just like left the family. And the kid asked him, "So, Dad, when are you coming back?" And he's like, "About when the Angels win the pennant," because apparently in the movie the Angels were pretty bad. So he prayed, and angels came in the form of Christopher Lloyd as the umpire named Al to help the Angels win the pennant. But I always thought, like, as a kid, I was like, "Oh yeah, it's fun." But now I think about it, like, it's kind of a shitty dad. Like, yeah, me being with the family is totally contingent upon how the Angels are doing. So if they're good, I love you guys. If they're not, I'm going to get a pack of smokes and I'm never coming back.
That's Dad of the Year. I don't know what you're talking about. For a movie, though, that's kind of tame. That is tame, and it sets up the plot really well.
As we saw last year.
Yeah, that's right. Not a movie, but worthy of a mention because what fun.
Do what?
It's worthy of a mention because that's a lot of fun.
It is.
Oh, man.
And all the players were in it. Mike Scioscia, Darryl Strawberry, all of them.
Oh, so good. And a lot of them are making the Hall of Fame, the real Hall of Fame now. So that's even more fun.
Mm-hmm.
Should we roll right into actual movies? We did baseball movies. How about some new movies that are coming out? Should we roll right into those?
Yes.
All right. We'll leave the major one for last because I don't know. That's just how I want to do things. So we'll start.
I think I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, I hope so. So we'll start with the action, adventure, and comedy. I don't know how this is a comedy, but Ron Perlman, Martin Starr, The Escape of Prisoner 614. Sheriffs, they lose their jobs because they're not good, and so they pursue an escaped convict to try and win him back. They took our jobs. Nabbing the convict won't be half as dangerous as facing the ruthless sheriff who's tracking their every move. Bum, bum, bum. I don't know. I don't know how it's a comedy, but apparently it is.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I don't know. Like, I'm trying to think. So it's like two guys, two cops, they got fired from the force. So they turn vigilante to go back to the force. But there's a sheriff who's like, no, I don't want you guys on the force, so we're going to get you. That's what I'm thinking. Like, that's my super simple explanation or reiteration of the plot.
That's what I got too, yeah.
I wonder if they become friends with the bad guy. What if they did? And, like, they became friends with the bad guy, and they realized that the sheriff was really corrupt, and then they, like, joined forces and, like, took down the corrupt sheriff. I think it'd be a crazy plot twist.
Is that where the comedy comes in?
Yeah. It's a zany screwball comedy.
That's awesome. I like it. Well, that's a better explanation than I could come up with. So, yeah, we'll go with that. That sounds good.
Okay, cool.
Speaking of comedies, Adventures in Public School, a socially awkward homeschooled kid. Homeschool. Oh, boy. This will be fun. He forces his way into public school somehow, and he falls for the popular one-legged girl. Oh, that's a twist. Much to his mother's chagrin, he gets a crash course in sex, drugs, and social mayhem with a one-legged girl. I did not see that coming when I watched this trailer.
No, I didn't. Like, I don't know what I'm like more surprised about, the fact that the popular girl has one leg, or that they're going to be sex, drugs, and mayhem. I mean, it's the socially awkward kid with the popular one-legged girl. Apparently, they find some common ground in their perceived disability, and then they get high and have sexual mayhem.
I kind of love it. I'm trying to figure out how the one-legged girl went to the top of the food chain. That's what I need to find out about this movie.
I know. What kind of world are they living in? Like, that sounds like a great world where the person with one leg can literally be at the pinnacle of social status.
I love it. I don't know. It seems like it goes against a lot of movie tropes, and I'm excited to check it out.
Sounds like a very judgment-free world.
Which makes a lot of sense, seeing as it's a movie. So that I mean, if you're going to flip it on its head, there it is.
There it is.
And like I said, we saved the best movie for last. We are rolling through all this stuff, but that's all right. The best one for last, maybe, depending on your opinion, Avengers Infinity War, a movie 10 years in the making, all these wonderful Marvel films, and now we get this one. I have not seen it yet. No spoilers. How excited are you to see this?
It's going to be so insane. Bridget and I are going to try to go tomorrow night, actually. So really excited about it. Like, I love the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, and the whole crew is going to be in it. So I really want to, I want to see Rocket and Tony Stark share some screen time.
I'm sure they will. I don't see how they could pass up that opportunity. I mean, it should be a lot of fun, though. Either way, like I really want to see everybody with Rocket. Everybody gets some one-on-one time with Rocket. That could be a lot of fun.
I feel like Captain America would be really annoyed by Rocket because he's so serious and doesn't have a sense of humor. I mean, I like Captain America, but he's not funny.
He'll spend half the movie trying to figure out how this thing is talking to him.
Like, what raccoons? Like, I'm a Superman with a super skeleton, but there's a Rocket raccoon with a super skeleton.
Yeah, that sounds about right. That's par for the course for Captain America, I think.
Yep.
So yeah, I don't think we need to dive too deeply. I don't think we need to go into, because everybody. All right, a lot of people have probably already seen it, and those who haven't, like me, don't want to be spoiled. So I don't want to read any reviews. I've heard a lot of great things. So I don't know. Go see Avengers and don't spoil it for your friends. Don't be jerks.
Yeah, wait until at least 1 month to 2 months before you spoil it. But opening weekend, that's a no-no.
Oh, especially for a big movie like this, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what you can see in theaters. You have to go do the thing. So sorry, I'm making you go places. But if you want to stay home and play some video games, I have things for that too. We got stuff for that. This one is called Sinner: Sacrifice for Redemption. It's out for PC, PS4, and Xbox One, and it's basically a full game of boss battles. There are 8 of them. the first 7 are based on one of the deadly sins. So that actually seems really interesting. Before each fight, you must sacrifice a stat and level down to enter combat. So you're going in at a disadvantage, and oh man, this seems like a game that I would want to throw my controller at, because like each boss obviously gets harder, and you also lose abilities as you go along, presumably. So I don't know. I will probably wait to see some footage before I play this one, but it looks interesting nonetheless.
That sounds like a really awesome. You said it's called Center, and like each boss is based off of a 7. You know, as a Catholic, I think you would really appreciate that.
You know, I do. That's why I was drawn to it, to put it in the notes here.
Yeah. Yeah, that's something like I'd really want to check out. Like, because I'm a really big fan of the movie Seven anyway, just because it's just an interesting premise, and they did a really interesting thing with like that whole like 7 deadly sin thing. So like Center, that sounds like it'd be a really fun game. I like that. I like that idea.
It's going to be real frustrating, I'm sure, but again, exciting nonetheless.
Yeah, I mean, how cool the bosses are probably going to look though. Like for like Gluttony, it's probably just like a big like fat lard guy, and he's like does like gross things because he's Gluttony.
You think it's Blob from X-Men?
It's probably like 10 blobs from X-Men.
Or a couple Jabba the Hutts.
Yeah, like 10 blobs is equal to 5 Jabba the Hutts.
And all of them together is Gluttony. So that should be a lot of fun. I love it. The next 2 games we have, though, I really should have ended with that one. Poor planning on my part. But because the next 2 are kind of deep and serious, but they look very interesting, which is why I threw them on the list. They're both out for PC. The Thin Silence and yeah, this one, it's like I watched the trailer, and it seems like it was like a therapeutic kind of thing for the developer. He said at the end of the trailer, he's like, hey, I had some issues going on, and I would still be okay if I said things weren't okay. So it's kind of like you have to go through the game, go through this world of, hey, maybe I can't do all this stuff. And it reminded me of Celeste, the game I'm playing right now, which is like you have to climb a mountain, and the whole time you're like, I don't know if I can do this. And that's what this seems like. You focus on
darker, serious games. Like anyway, like I have a couple of sports games, and that's just kind of like for like winding down. But when I feel like getting immersed, like the Dead Space games, and like like Dark Souls has been out for like a super long time, and I've never played it, but I really want to play it. And now this sounds like a couple more games that I got to add to that list that I'm probably like going to take years to get to until they're at GameStop for like half price, because games are expensive. But I don't know. I'm a big fan of the really serious tones. Like Resident Evil games were amazing.
Yeah, they sure were, and they've made like 78 of those, so you can certainly get your fix.
Yeah.
But now you got a new one that seems to be a little more serious than other things you're going to play.
Yeah, yeah.
So if you had an alley, this would be right up it. So there you go. And our last one is is a puzzle game called Solo. It is out for PC, and you travel through a bunch of islands, and it looks like it reminds me of a Nintendo Wii game, the way the graphics are set up. It's kind of like blocky and very simple. Maybe blocky is the wrong word, but very simple, and you tackle some real deep questions. And like the last one, seems like I don't know, a therapy session more than a game. Like you go through and you kind of relax, and then you're hit with some real stuff. So I don't know. Again, very interesting. Graphically looked really interesting. So yeah, that's why it's there. I talk about it because I think it looks neat, and that's about as far as I go.
Yeah, well, sometimes you kind of gotta have those neat looking games where there's not much to them, but it's just enough like catch your attention for a little while, like the puzzle games, or like let's see, what else? What else would be a good example? I guess like Minecraft would be a good example. Like I know Minecraft has kind of gotten a bad rap here in the past couple of years, but like I played a little bit when it first like really took off, and like it was, I don't know, it was just from just like the piano soundtrack, just kind of like the setting. You can set it to where like you have enemies, or you could do it to like if you're just exploring. I don't know, it's just an immersive way to like wind down. So I like that appeal a lot too.
Yeah, a game where you can just sit and play for, 15, 20 minutes when you get home from work and you don't have to think too much and you can just, I don't know, enjoy yourself.
I try to do 15 to 20 minutes. It always turns into 2 to 3 hours, though.
Oh, you got to set a timer, man. Got to set an egg timer.
I can't do it. So hard. It's so hard.
Oh, dude, you got to do it. I'm going to buy you an egg timer and a microphone. That's what we're doing. I'm just going to send you a care package of all kinds of stuff.
Awesome.
Yeah, that'd be great.
And some 40% tax soda.
Yeah, you can buy that on your own. All right, so we're in a weird part of the show because this is where I'm playing a song on the podcast part of the thing, but YouTube won't let me do it because the licensing things are different. So I'm going to tell you about the song, and then we're going to keep rolling. But on the podcast, and I also put the link to the video for the song in the description on this video, so you can check it out either now or when we're done. Whatever you want to do, I'm not going to judge. But the band is called Leave It to Us, and you can find them on Facebook at Leave It to Us Official, and on also on Instagram at that thing, Twitter Leave It to Us Band, and on Reverb Nation, which I completely forgot still existed, at Leave It to the number 2 Us. The song is called Moving On, and or Moving On. I don't know if they want me to say the G, but either way, thanks guys for the tune, and we're gonna do the thing. Well, not you know what I mean. Here it is. Enjoy. All right, there it is. Weird transition for us in the live realm, but the song Moving On by Leave It to Us. Thanks, guys, so much for the tune. Find them at all the places that I said 10 seconds ago. So there you go. I think I made out of that pretty well. What do you think? Do I get a passing grade for that, Josh?
Smooth.
Thank you. I knew it was going to be weird, and I just addressed it, and there it is. All right, now we're going to get to the reason that Josh is here. The whole reason he's doing this thing, and the reason that I actually had you do a full show is because I was tired of recording twice. So we could do it all at once, but now we're going to talk some baseball. And it's been an interesting first month of the year, mainly because there haven't been a lot of games because the weather has not cooperated. But we have had the pleasure of watching Shohei Ohtani, and the Angels actually play well. Josh, my first question, how many times have you seen Ohtani play, and what do you think?
I've seen him play a few times. I've seen him pitch 0 times.
Oh, come on. Get on it.
I've seen him play as a DH, but I'm sorry to say I haven't caught one of his pitching starts, and it sucks.
You got to get on the ball, man. Come on. What are you doing?
I tried to. I got a wife with a broken foot, and I got a kid I got to cook dinner for. I wish I had that kind of time.
Those sound like excuses, man. They are bad excuses. No.
I'm gonna send Mackenzie to you for like a month, and you're gonna watch little baseball.
All right. Well, she's got to go to school, and she can't do that here, so you're on your own.
Summer's coming up.
Yeah, sorry, can't help you. Well, I've seen him. All right, so you and I have this thing. You started this last year where we try to watch a home game from every team, and I keep meaning to watch other teams, but then I'm like, hey, Shohei Ohtani's playing for the Angels. Why don't I just watch them? So I've watched like 5 Angels games already this year because, well, he's exciting, and he's really fun to watch.
Yeah, I need to get on that. But I have 3 teams under my belt so far. I've got the Mets, which, I mean, you're probably going to groan at me, but I think I kind of like I just kind of like the Mets. I don't know. Something about the cut of their jib I like.
All right, you're not coming back.
I mean, I kind of like the Mets.
Too many damn New York fans on this podcast.
Too. I mean, I don't know. I just kind of like them.
Ugh, gross. That is gross.
They're funny to me. I don't know. It's like, I don't know. I just have I know you're hating it. I know you're hating every word of this, but
yeah, Bridget says boo the Mets. Boo the Mets. Boo.
I have fun watching them, and I kind of support them now too because Mickey Callaway, the Indians' former pitching coach, is their manager now. So right. I got to pull for Mickey.
We're getting off the Mets. If they can stay healthy, they can be all right. But yeah, I'm not talking about the Mets anymore. Instead, screw
Okay.
you, pal. We're going to talk about the Phillies because this is my show, God damn it, and they are playing well. They are not hitting the ball.
They are
at all. They're not hitting at all. They're batting as a team like 190 or something, but they're drawing a lot of walks.
Keeping them in it,
and the pitching is really kicking ass. And somehow they have a winning record. And they played bad teams, I know, but they have a winning record. And I don't know. I am cautiously optimistic right now.
So the optimism level in Philadelphia is cautious. We're at cautious.
Well, I'm not saying in Philadelphia. I'm saying for me. I'm not for me.
Oh, okay.
I'm not saying everybody else. I don't care about them.
For me, man.
Yeah, I just feel like for me. Yeah, it's cautious.
Okay, and that's fair. But yeah, if they can like keep the pitch, I mean, and like if they can keep the pitching where it is, and they start hitting, like they're gonna give Washington some trouble. And I think that would be a lot of fun because Washington's just kind of been running the gamut in the NL East for like the past like 3 or 4 years. They need some competition. Like they need some real like competition. Yeah, the Mets, like the Mets made it to the World Series in 2015, but like around that, it was just kind of like that one year. I want to see 2 teams consistently like compete in each division. Like that's what makes a division. That makes for a strong division and a really good fun time.
Yeah, and the Nationals are dealing with some injuries right now, so who knows what's going to happen there. We're only about a month in, a little more than a month in. So yeah, I mean it's up in the air right now, except for the Marlins. Like everybody can beat the Marlins, or they should anyway.
I feel bad for those guys. I really do.
They're such a mess.
Thanks, Cheats.
They are such a mess. Did you hear he wants to get rid of the sculpture in center field, but the artist said no?
Yeah, I heard about that. And what's funny is that, like, whenever they were playing, the world loved Derek Jeter, and, like, they hated A-Rod. But now, like, A-Rod's not so bad as an announcer, and Jeter as an owner, he's just, like, dog crap.
Yeah, I mean,
nobody in baseball likes Jeter.
Well, yeah, because Jeter has kind of fumbled this a little bit. Well, we don't need to go into it, but he's not done so great, and neither have the Marlins. And I don't know. There you go.
Yeah, I've got my own conspiracy theories about it that we won't go into.
All right, we'll talk later. No problem. But can we talk about the Red Sox for a minute, because they are right now just
holy smokes.
They're hitting everything. I don't know.
I can't believe.
I don't know what's going on over there.
What's their record right now?
They're not striking out much. They're hitting everything. The pitching, they're crushing it. I mean, they got no hit by Sean Manaea in Oakland about a week ago, and that was, fun. But now it looks like they're back on it, and they're ready to just start wrecking stuff. And it's going to be a lot of fun, I think.
I know. Like, I want to see every team in the AL East just like step on the Yankees' necks and just not let up.
Oh, that'd be great. That'd be so fun.
I know, right? But yeah, the Red Sox, like what, they went on like a 9-game tear?
Something like that. They were 17-2 at one point.
Oh man, that's just so crazy.
Yeah, it's so fun. Go ahead.
Which they could play 500 ball for the rest of the season and like make it to the playoffs.
All right, let's not do rest of the season stuff just yet. We're still in April. All right, let's pump the brakes on that one. But I mean, they are hot right now. You're right.
I mean, mathematically, it's true.
Don't start using math. Mathematically. You've been on this show before. How dare you?
I can't. I just got to.
Oh, Jesus. All right, before we roll out of here from the baseball anyway, since nobody talks about the Diamondbacks like ever, I don't think they've lost a series all year, so that's good. Paul Goldschmidt is my favorite player nobody talks about, and Patrick Corbin, their starting pitcher, is awesome, and I don't think he's lost at home yet, and he's given up like 5 runs all year. How much have you, first of all, you haven't seen the Diamondbacks yet, I don't think, but they're really fun, and everyone should watch them.
Yeah, they're one of those lesser talked about teams. Like, I would say the Rockies. I mean, the Rockies get a little bit more play than the Diamondbacks. Like, I think it's because like just because the Diamondbacks are like they're one of the newer expansion teams. I guess they're like, yeah, they're that team that just came like you're like 20 years ago. But no, I mean, with the way they've been playing, and like you said, like Paul Goldschmidt, like close runner up for the NL MVP last year, and with Corbin just pitching the way he's been, like more people should pay attention to those guys. I mean, they made it to the playoffs last year.
They've made it to the playoffs a few times, and they're crushing it. So you know what? Next time,
Yeah.
Josh, what we should do next week or next month rather, when you come back, is not talk about any teams on the East Coast and talk about everybody in the West and Central that nobody else talks about. How does that sound?
I like that challenge. So we've got like the Brewers, the Padres.
The Brewers are on fire now, also. So we really should have.
Yeah.
We'll throw that in. Eric Thames is out with an injury, but everybody else is stepping up, and their pitching somehow is doing really well.
Have we even brought up the Reds on this show? Like, since we've been doing this, have we ever really talked about the Cincinnati Reds? I mean, I know they're not great, but I don't think we've ever mentioned them like in any capacity.
Only if we're talking about Joey Votto, but I don't. Other than that, I don't know. But they fired their manager after 18 games because that's a good idea.
Oh yeah. Ugh.
Like, you're not going to fix the problem. You're not going to fix that just by getting rid of the manager and using him as a fall guy, because it's way deeper than that. And the Reds are, unfortunately, sorry, Reds fans, the team's going to be bad for a while. But you know that already.
Yeah. Yeah, we have a farm team here for the Reds, and the Reds aren't going to be good anytime soon.
Yeah, they got nothing going on, and it's a bummer because they're lovable. I don't know anybody who hates the Reds, so I don't know. There you go. I actually want to throw this in there before.
I mean, Reds fans hate the Reds.
Well, I guess right now, yeah, that's kind of a bummer. I've been there. I have been there. Trust me. Well, a fun thing that happened the other day with the Giants, Brandon Belt set a new record for most pitches in an at-bat, 21 or 22, however many it was. That's a lot of goddamn pitches, and I got to say, that it shouldn't go unnoticed. That plate discipline is a real thing. That is, it's still around, damn it.
Yeah, even though it's not a tangible, measurable, that's not really a statistic, a trait, it's still there. But yeah, I don't like that 21 pitch at bat. That's like one of those just like weird baseball records that are like never ever going to be broken.
And it's such a small thing, but like he cost that pitcher at least an inning, maybe 2 innings of work. Like he cost him late innings, so you got to go to your bullpen, which might be awful. And then you may have just won. I don't know if they won that game. I didn't write that part down, but like you may have won your team the game by fighting out an at bat like that. It also took like 12 minutes, which is insane.
Yeah, that's at least 3 batters worth of pitches.
Ideally, yeah. So, I mean, if you can do that, I mean, you can't do that every day, but if you can start to work counts, like that's a big thing that the Phillies are doing right now. They're working deep into counts. They're, again, not hitting well, but they're working deep and making pitchers really throw a lot. So, hey, it can work out, and we got a fun record to wrap the stuff here with.
What if that was like the new baseball thing? Because you know how it's like all like now like exit velocity and launch angle and stuff. What if now it was like how many pitches you can put up at bat, and that was like the thing? They're like, no matter what, just foul until you get a hit or something. And and everybody, like the average like became like 15 pitches per at bat, and like Rob Manfred, he would lose his mind because games would be like 4 hours long now. I
think Manfred would legit step down if that happened, because he's like, oh man, we got to do pace of play, and then he's just like, what are you guys doing? Start swinging for the fences again. No, he would lose. He'd be done. Yeah, he would be so done.
I think I just opened a can of worms. We should have a Rob Manfred like segment just to go ahead and just get it all out of our system.
I think we've done that before.
Did we?
I think one of the first times we did it, because he was doing a whole bunch of stuff at once, like capping games at 12 innings and doing all this other stuff. But anyway, I think we covered a lot of that. But we'll see. He does a lot of weird stuff, so we'll see what happens. All right, so I don't really have anything else. because I don't prepare for things at all ever. But you wanted to mention the Stanley Cup playoffs. I will preface this by saying I've done no research, and I have watched maybe 90 seconds of playoff hockey. So, Josh, real quick, who do you like to win it all?
Oh, who do I? Now, I know who I want to win it all, and that's the Vegas Golden Knights, because it's just such a good story. Like, they weren't supposed to be this good. Like, no expansion team in any sport has ever done what they've done. Like, they're supposed to be terrible because it was mainly just a team of a bunch of unprotected ragtags from the expansion draft, and they just set fire to the whole Pacific Division, and they're just setting fire to the playoffs now. So I mean, of course, I like Smashville just because they're a Southern hockey team, and Southern hockey teams don't get a lot of respect in the hockey community. So I saddle up with them, but I also like the Golden Knights. Really, really like the Golden Knights. And how can you hate Marc-Andre Fleury? I know he's a former Penn, but how can you hate the guy?
I mean, that's a pretty good reason you listed right there.
No, come on, no, he left that all behind.
All right, if you say so. So there you go, Vegas Golden Knights to do the thing.
Would you like him if Vegas and Pittsburgh played in the final and Vegas and Marc-Andre Fleury beat Fleury's former team?
Yeah, sure, I could get behind that.
Okay, all right, good.
Although ideally, I don't want Pittsburgh to make the final again.
I'm pretty sure the world would explode, or at least, yeah, the whole world would explode.
And it just, it'd be so gross. So, yeah, go Sharks and not Penguins. So there you go. There's my input on the NHL playoffs.
And just so you know, the whole baseball thing, I was just as prepared for the baseball thing as you were for the hockey thing, if that makes you feel better.
You know what it does? It makes me feel better that there are people who also come on a podcast and don't research and don't read anything and just start talking to see where it goes.
Yeah, it's just natural shooting from the hip. It's bouncing back and forth. Just keep it fluid.
Yes, and don't spoil Avengers. So, yeah, I just want to throw that out there once again. Just don't do it. Don't be an asshole.
I'll find you. I'll find you if you do.
Yes, we will rain down on you somehow. I don't know how we'll do it, but there it is.
I'll put a dead fish in your mailbox. I won't hurt you. I won't do anything. I'll just inconvenience you and make something that you like really stinky.
It'll just be disgusting.
Yeah, it'll just be gross.
Yeah, that's all it is. Speaking of all it is, that's all I got, man. Do you have anything that you're watching on TV right now that you want to tell everybody about? Like, hey, watch this thing that I like.
Yeah. So Bridget and I, we're watching Westworld, which is that HBO show about that like Western, like grown up version theme park. And it's a thinker, and it's really amazing. So we're watching that. Oh, and the Joel McHale show with Joel McHale on Netflix. That's a really funny one. He's the guy who did Talk Soup on E like several years ago. But it's basically like he just talks about things that happen on TV and in pop culture and makes fun of it. It's really funny.
I love Joel McHale. I met Joel McHale. I interviewed him for my college newspaper. Hell of a guy.
He's really tall.
He is taller than me, and it kind of intimidated me a little bit.
See, there was an episode where Seth Green was on it, and Seth Green and I were the same height. Seth Green and I say it like we know each other, but me and Seth Green are the same height. And like I saw him like stand next to Joel McHale, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, Joel McHale's tall. Like really tall. He's too tall to be on TV. And what's funny is that whenever you watch the episodes, it kind of looks like he's scrunching himself down so he can fit inside the frame.
I wouldn't put it past him. I think he would do that to get on TV.
Maybe he just has a natural slouch. I don't know. But he looks like he's squishing himself.
He might be. And that makes him more fun. So there you go. Joel McHale show, yeah. Westworld. Just watch all the stuff. And don't spoil anything.
Yeah.
That's the lesson. Don't spoil things. Don't be a jerk.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Josh, this was... Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure that should be an 8th deadly sin.
Maybe that's the final boss, like the TV spoiler guy in that game.
he's like a big fat gross guy at a computer desk, and he has like nacho cheese all over him.
Oh man, he spits his Mountain Dew at you. Oh, perfect.
Yeah, he yells his mom. He yells at his mom for more tenders.
Oh, oh, that is perfect. That is so wonderful.
That's actually his power move, is like yelling for his mom to bring him tenders, and like he gets the tenders and he does like a crazy smash with a plate of tenders.
I like it. All right, now I have to go buy this game so I can find out what's up with this boss. So I'm going to go do that and
report back.
Yeah, I'll report back. Don't you worry. Josh, this was fun. We didn't break anything. The internet is still here, and
yep.
I don't know. I was horrified to do this live again, but here I was, and maybe we'll do it again. I don't know. But thanks for coming, man.
Hey, thanks for having me.
So there you go. Also, thank you, friends, for listening. And if you want to hear the song, it's in the description, or you can, help me out and download the podcast anyway and listen to the song there. So thanks, everybody, for coming out. And that is all for the Melting Pat. So go enjoy your Friday evening and crap open a cold one. See ya.
Okay, bye, guys.